Hey y'all, welcome to Hillbilly Garage. This evening we're working on Small Block Chevy oil pump. And I am drilling some very small 1/16 holes in this oil pump gear. And with a really small bit like that, you have to go slow and you have to be gentle. And best way to do is keep your speed slow, and obviously you can't lean on this bit very much, but put pressure on and relax, on and relax. It just helps to keep your bit from overheating, and it lets you know that you're not pushing too hard, especially smaller bits, but it works for all of them. And Brian Salter Racing Engines, that's the way he recommends to do it. And it works really. Like I said, we're working on Small Block Chevy oil pump. And you can see that I've got it disassembled here. And something I wanted to point out right quick is, this is your one half of your shaft. This is where your shaft drive comes from that turns the oil pump. And talked about it before. It's always a good idea to take these things apart, open it up, check, make sure there's no little milling bits left in there and stuff. But what I discovered pulling this apart is I had a couple of really small burrs right here, and it's odd because the pump was already put together, but the shaft wouldn't come back out. Now the burrs were not major, but still they existed, and it was just enough that it would foul the shaft right there on the housing, because this is a good close fit. But yeah, if I wouldn't have taken this apart, I would have noticed that. And I don't really think it would have caused a problem with the pump drive shaft, but I mean, it's possible, but we want to make sure that there's no burrs in any of the machine surfaces. And then also, after you take it apart, you want to, of course, inspect your housing and stuff. And what y'all can see in this one, let's see if we can get some angle. Come over here so light will shine. Can you see down through it? Yeah. This is a very good casting. I mean, there's almost no excess bump material, no casting flash lines. This one is really nice. And you can see that they've got these lips right here tapered. I had it turned that way so y'all could see the light coming this way, but you can see that these are nice, gentle slopes. That is going to be putting the oil's coming this direction towards the, and I'll show you on the main cap. This is actually, we had to go with a different pump because This is a Melling 155 HV high volume pump, but it's a 155 because it has a 3/4 inlet. But with the pan that goes with this engine, it uses this pickup screen, and this pickup is a 5/8, so we had to change up and go with a 5/8 pump. You can see the inlet hole. This will go there, and as you can see, this one is bigger.
Yeah.
Which it's not a problem. There's not going to be anything wrong. It's just the particular pan that goes with this engine needs this pickup screen, and they couldn't find one with a 3/4 tube that would match this pan. So that's why we had to make the change.
Where's
so no
the
big
pan?
deal. Underneath the table.
Oh.
It is a extremely nice 8-quart stroker clearanced oil pan with windage baffle. And you can see here's where that pickup tube is going to go down into the pan here. That's why it has to be directly below the pump. So that's why we had to make a little change. That's where we are. So I had already done this pump, and I was wishing that I, would have filmed that, but I didn't. So this gave me the opportunity to catch up. And no, I ain't talking about opposite of mustard either. Haha, that's an old joke. I've used it. But it's a good one, though. I like it. So anyway, back to work. So, like I said, you want to check this passageway, and if there's any cast and flash down in there, or if it's just not a good straight smooth spot, or y'all can see down in there.
Mm-hmm.
You can see how nice this radius is and everything. So this one doesn't need any work inside. But like I said, you want to make sure this is a good straight run, and this is a good radius area right here, so the oil moves smoothly. Now, this piece, on the other hand, this is where your pickup goes. So it's coming out of the oil pan, coming this way. And you can see the way this thing is manufactured. They drill through here into this open casting area, and you can see the shape of the drill bit where they stop.
You have a flashlight?
Now,
here.
Can you see it? So you can see the shape of the drill bit, and it makes for sharp edges right there. So when I get done with that, we will show you what it looks like. But before you do any kind of work on here, you have to get your shuttle valve out, because you don't want to have shavings floating around, flying, and getting stuck in here in your pressure valve, because this is where the shuttle valve lives. Excuse me. That controls oil pressure. Give me a minute. We'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, y'all. So what I found easiest for me is I got me a couple blocks here that'll hold this pretty stable. This pin comes little roll pin will be through, you put the spring, it holds the spring into the hole, okay? So you just gotta take your small punch and you gotta drive it through. Like I said, a couple of blocks like this makes it nice and stable and pretty easy. Knock your roll pin out. This is your pressure spring. The bigger end will be out here where your roll pin holds up. Now, what the little shuttle valve in here, it is supposed to move freely, so I gotta admit I cheated a little bit. I did knock it out, but it is supposed to be able to come out fairly easy. All right. So if you can peck it, knock it out, then you're in good shape. Which means there have been a time or two where I went to take the shuttle out and it didn't really want to go, or come out like it's supposed to. So you want to make sure that it's clean in there. And when I get done here, we'll clean it all out, put a little lubrication in it. But you got to get the shuttle or the pressure spring out of your way before you work on this. And when I get set up, I will be right back to show you what we're going to do. All right, y'all. So I took my little ball burr and I went and I shaped her around and got rid of the drill mark, the end of the drill marks. And then I put me a cartridge roll down in there. And I smoothed her up a little bit so that there are no more sharp edges in there. And the oil should flow around a whole lot better. So I am going to, I forgot to explain what we were doing when we first got started. When y'all showed up, I was drilling some holes in this gear. Because what I've done is got a couple of small files here, and I went through and I broke all the edges on both of the gears. And then take your flat file and you just make sure that there are no more edges, no burrs anywhere on any of these teeth, both sets. All right. But the little holes that I drilled, which I will still dress these up, but I put one here in the center, and then I skipped two teeth, two gears, put one a third of the way to one side of my center hole. Then I skipped two, and I put the other one a third of the way to the other side. And what that does is that will continuously force oil in and around this shaft to make sure that this stays lubricated on its pivot shaft, which will hopefully help to make it turn better. And like I said, the casting is really good. So, oil is going to be coming in through our new smooth hole right here. Oh, that's not it. There we go. Be coming in through our new smooth hole. Sorry, this way. And then it'll go down into the pump through the gears, go through that really good hole. Now, you know, if this hole needs to be straightened up, cleaned up, it's a really good idea to do that. But like I said, this one is a really nice shape. It's got some nice radiuses, so I'm just going to leave this one be. And I know I ain't talking about my wife either. So then it will go through the main cap and start its way through the system. And then I have to dress these holes up, because anytime you drill, you're going to end up with a little burr, and I'll get rid of that. And then after everything is clean, of course, we will put our shuttle valve back down in the hole, put our spring down on top of it. We will take a small screwdriver and push this spring down below the pinhole, the roll pin hole, knock it back into place, and reassemble. And in this oil pump, some people call this blueprinting, fixing it up, whatever you want to call it. Just radius out any hard edges, corners, to make sure that oil is going to flow better. You want to make sure that your pressure valve moves freely and slick inside the hole so that it will function properly and get maximum flow out of our oil pump. But I wanted to bring y'all in on that, just kind of walk you through some of that. It's not a hard process. I use a 1/16 bit, you know, for the lubrication holes for this gear right here. And you look it over, make sure it's clean, make sure everything's working. That way you're real confident you got a good solid pump. And after I get that cleaned up, put together, not tonight, but then we'll be working on getting the oil pan, the pickup tube on there, and get this new oil pan down on here. Well, nope, sorry, can't do that yet. Gotta wait for the front cover. And there's one more thing that I wanted to show y'all tonight. B wants to make sure everybody knows the reason I can't put the timing chain cover on is because there's no camshaft in it yet. But that is in the works. But here, I wanted to tell you, I got a birthday present.
Woohoo!
Cecil, thank you so
Our
much.
first P.O. Box
Yeah.
1. The mail lady had to tell us there was something that wouldn't fit.
Because this wouldn't fit in the box. But I want to say thank you to Cecil. He's a fantastic fella. Sent me a birthday present. It's either a pneumatic or hand-operated evacuation pump system. And this is super cool. Thank you for that.
Cecil is our Ford guy.
He is, yes, he is the man that owns the Ford FE. And we're on a whole pattern on that one right now too. But again, like, subscribe, share. Fan mail to P.O. Box 1, Cottageville, West Virginia, 25239. Go to hillbillygarage1215.biz for your Hillbilly Garage t-shirts, stickers, and tools. Communicate with us for any services that you might be interested in. And thank you to everybody.
And tomorrow is his birthday. Well, October 9th. So give him a super thanks. Tell him happy birthday. Or just comment and tell him happy birthday.
We'll see y'all. Bye.